looking good. Let's cut again. Beautiful. Okay, your fork is supposed to be in your left hand. Okay, index fingers in place. And we're cutting. Good job. We're finished cutting that piece. Knife at the top of the plate. Switch the fork to your right. This hand goes in your lap. Two hands should not be up. Okay? Your hand goes in your lap. And we proceed eating. Young lady, you need to bring the fork to the... Yes, good job. All right? Now, our pause position is fork in the 5 o'clock position. No, you're not listening. Pause. Fork number 5. I didn't show you that. Beautiful. This is 6 o'clock, okay? That's 6. You should be in 5, okay? Okay, great. Now, let me explain to you why your handles are hanging off. It makes it easier for the waiter or waitress to pick up your utensils. So you're kind of helping them out, okay? So handles always hanging off. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now it's time for us to let them know we're finished. What's our finished position? Great job. Great job. What's your finished position? Bring them closer. So you would put the knife on the right of the fork so the blade will face you. That's like 4. 3 to 5. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Give yourselves a hand. Excellent. Cutting. We're finished cutting that piece. Pivot, yes. And we're cutting it. Remember, focus. And pivot. Good. We need some mashed potato on it. Good. And we pivot. Good job. Some more. Excellent. And we pivot. Now you want some rice or something that you want to scoop onto the fork. Excellent job. And pivot. Do it again. And pivot. Now finish position European style. Woo! Good job! And so they're nonverbal ways. So if you're getting up and you will return to finish your food, your napkin goes on your seat. This tells them you will return, don't remove your items. If you're finished eating, your napkin goes on the left of your plate. This tells them you are finished. If all of a sudden you decide that you're just going to do you, and you have to go to the restroom, you're enjoying your food, you have to go to the restroom or take a phone call, you'll be back to finish, and you drop your napkin here, and when you come back, it's all gone, that means you've told them you're finished. Your napkin should have gone here if you will return, okay? It's very important. If you're in a really nice restaurant, you're speaking to them with your napkin, okay? Very important. If the salt and pepper are on the table and someone asks for the salt, they get the salt and pepper together. The salt and pepper do not separate. Understand, ladies and gentlemen? So don't give them the salt and leave the pepper over there. They're married. You don't want to separate them. So you give them the salt and pepper. If they say, I only asked for the salt, well, proper etiquette is to give you both. That's a little teaching moment, okay? So salt and pepper stay together. If something is being handed to someone, let's say the mashed potatoes are over here by you, and you ask for the mashed potato, you then ask, may I please have the mashed potato? Courtesy, politeness, and tact are very important at the table. In general, in life, but especially at the table, because you're not supposed to reach over anything. You're not supposed to reach over anyone. You're not supposed to get up and reach for something yourself. At the table, when you have other guests, you need them to hand things to you. So respect, courtesy, politeness, and tact are very important. And class are very important. So if the mashed potatoes over there, and you would like the mashed potato, ask her for the mashed potato.
Yeah, please have the mashed potatoes, please.
You already said please. So you said please twice in the same sentence. So may I please have the mashed potato? That's it. Okay? Or may I have the mashed potato, please? Okay? Try it again.
May I have the mashed potatoes, please?
And you say sure.
Sure.
Okay, now, the most appropriate direction to hand something to someone is to the right, never to the left. Unless she's at your immediate left, you can hand it to her on the left. But if there's a distance on the left, that's inappropriate. The most appropriate direction is to hand to the right. So therefore, most likely someone will be sitting over here. You would hand it to them, they would hand it to the right and get it to her. Okay? Now, when you're handing something to someone or you're passing a dish, you pass it to this person will pass it to you pass it to her, and you pass it to her. And she gets it and you say thank you. Now, while it's getting to her, the person who requested it, you can't get the brilliant idea that you would like mashed potato and take it on the way. You can't get the brilliant idea either. It needs to get proper protocol is to get it to the person who requested it. Then you request it and it'll come back to you. Can you imagine if there is only like a small portion of mashed potato, she requested it, but you decided you want some on the way, what's going to happen when it gets to her? It's finished. And she's the one who requested it. So is that proper etiquette?
No.
Absolutely not. So being patient and respectful is very important when you're dining. Not when you're eating, when you're dining. Okay? Got it, ladies?
Yes.
Do this, scoop, rest the wrist, and take it. Okay? Let me see you there. Rest the wrist. Good. Let's see. Excellent. Rest the wrist. Good job. Okay, so your fingers too far down is going to end up in the food. Hopefully you gotta control the knife, yeah. Rest the wrist and pivot. Okay? Beautiful long rest the wrist and pivot. That's it. Like this. Now we're going to do the European style. Let's go. And we're cutting.
Oh, my booty hurts.
Good job. We're finished cutting that piece. And we pivot. Good job. Let's go. Let's stay serious. And we're cutting. Good job. We're finished cutting that piece. And we pivot it. Great. Now let's get some mashed potato on the fork. And we scoop it onto the fork. And you want to kind of lower the fork so the mashed potato can actually go on it. Good job. And we pivot it. Good job. Now let's get some rice on the fork. Put the fork down. Excellent. Scoop it on. Good job. And we pivot it. Woo, excellent job. Now our finished position is 5 o'clock position. Fork facing downward. Let's facing downward. Good. 5 o'clock over here. And should the knife be facing another guest? Excellent job. Give her a hand. That's hard. You gonna leave your hand in? Good job. Rodney, let's talk about everything that's at your placement. Let's go to the left of your plate. What are those utensils used for?
Your entree and your salad.
Okay, let me see the salad fork. Hold it up, please. Good job. Let me see the entree fork. Good. Now let's go to the right. That knife is used for, let's lift them so everyone can see. What is that called?
your entree knife.
Your entree knife, and what is the spoon used for?
This is
Good job. Let's go to the top of your plate. What are those two utensils called?
dessert.
Dessert utensils. I need you to speak a little louder.
Dessert utensils.
Okay, great. Now let's talk about the plates. That gold plate at the very bottom, what is that called?
The charger.
Good. And the plate on top of the charger?
The entree.
Good job. And the plate on top of the entree plate? Salad plate. And of course the bowl is?
For soup.
Good. Now let's go to that glass right there. What is it called? If you could lift it for me.
This. I forgot.
That's a stem glass. Remember, there's a stem there? And hold it up for me. Good. You're holding it properly at the end of your fingers. Great job. What we just learned, okay? Okay. Go ahead, let's cut. Remember, like this, you're holding down chicken breast and you're cutting. Good job. Look at your plate. Look at your plate. You're cutting. You're finished cutting. Now, what do? You pivot that piece in your mouth. Good job. Good job. Now, cut again for me. Awesome. And pivot. Okay, so what I want you to do is just pivot your wrist like this. Okay? Just like this. All right? Cut again. Cut another piece for me. And pivot it. You get it, because you're going to want the food to go to your mouth. So you get it. Now, when you're finished eating that and you want to put some mashed potato on your fork, how do you do it? Mashed potato. Mashed potato. Remember, you want to put something soft on the back? Yes. And you scoop it on. Yes. And you pivot it. Okay. You're missing your mouth, but trust me, you bring the food to your mouth. Okay, now it's time for some rice. Remember what you were doing before? Yes. Yes. You go, girl. And pivot it. Now you... Okay, and we're cutting. Yes. We're finished cutting that piece. European style, we pivot it. Okay, so remember, I want your wrist to go like this. Okay, so it could go directly to your mouth, okay? Cut again. And we pivot. Excellent. Don't let it touch your mouth because everybody's hand's been on it. Okay? Good job. Now it's time to get some mashed potato on the fork. You could go a little faster. Okay, excellent. Mashed potato. You got it in your mouth. You got to eat it now. Don't let it touch your mouth, okay? Good job. Now let's get some rice on there. Front. Yes. Scoop the rice on. Good job. And pivot. Let's get some more rice on there. Excellent job. And pivot. Now we're finished our course. European style, we place our utensils in the and the fork facing downward. Woo!